Hello everyone, Maurice here, and today I'm bringing another meta report for Axie Infinity Origins. Now it's the Season 11, the late Epic era. So let's just get into it. I must say there's a bit of changes in the meta in that sense, but I'll just go into the player base statistics first. First is that it's close to 140,000 players at this point, and yeah, I would say the distribution is pretty nice in that sense. Okay, I'll probably show you this one. That's probably like easier to see uh, in that like quite a lot of players are in Boar, which is definitely better than most players being in Egg and Chick. Even though of course there's still a lot of new players who just like play a game or two, but then actually more players are moving up, which is good. And the other thing of course is that Challenger there are more than 2,000 players at Challenger already, and close to I think like 20k players at Tiger or above. So that those I would say are pretty active player base in that sense. So not bad figures at this point compared to previous seasons. Hopefully more to come. Okay, then let's actually get into the archetype usage. So this is the one that's yeah, it's gonna be. I can expect that it might change. Who knows? Okay, so the main thing is here. Uh, yes, the snake jar turnip is still gonna be like the top archetype to beat at this point. Yeah, so of course at very top and 2400 plus only two games being played, but like even 2300 plus only I think two players at that point, like not many games being played, but it is still the dominating archetype at this point. Having said that, it's not without its weaknesses, and that's why we do see other archetypes actually at the top. If I go back to the here, right, then you can see top 100 or so. But actually, even like top 20 or top 10, there are quite a few different archetypes being used as well. So yeah, so earring, winghorn a bit, but poison for sure. Triple owl actually quite a bit, that you see. Bubble aggro, yes, but maybe dropping off, not too sure. Of course, like ramp, tiny fan, I would say, pure damage as well. And one purge team that's also doing pretty well. So I would say that's kind of the top really. I would say the top 15-ish. But then actually if you go down a bit, like even the top 100, you do see quite a number of different archetypes already. And I would say other than maybe like the top 20, right? The rest of the meta is actually pretty diverse. Like Fury Aggro, Jinx, Sleep Poison, Earring Winghorn, Poison. Those are the top five that are being used in Challenger. Of course, then you have Snake Jar, Turnip, and also Triple Owl. I'm actually surprised that you don't see Triple Owl more. That's because it is, been bred quite a bit. So yeah, anyway, so not just that, there are many other archetypes being used as well, which is a good thing to see. So let's just get into the win rate. For the win rate, then you can see that, of course, Snake Jar, Turnip, still at the top here, but Perch and Ram Tiny Fan, I think, is having quite a good time, especially at the very top, where they have pretty good matchup against Snake Jar Turnip, and they are just strong teams in itself as well, just beating quite a lot of other archetypes. I would say Pure Damage is the other one that I think is still climbing. Whereas on the other side, then yeah, anemone, leafy, goo, but I would say like clover, feather fan, those are definitely dropping down. Okay, so let's just look at the archetype, matchup. Then you can see, right, I will probably focus just on Stick Star Turnip, and you can see Ram Tiny Fan is really having quite a good time against Snake Jar Turnip. The other one is definitely Perch. I would say especially like one Perch team that's at the top 10 or so. Yeah, but still in general. And Sponge as well, actually, but Sponge not as common at the top. So yeah, so that's why even though Snake Tournament is still at the very top, it's just because right mostly is that they does actually quite well against all of the most of the top used archetype, maybe except Fury Aggro, and actually Fury Aggro you don't see as much at the very top as well. So that's why it's having such a good time. But I can imagine, players will be switching to, or more players playing like Ram Tiny Fan. Of course, that's mostly at the top, really, just because for this season, I would say it is a very diverse meta and I like it. And I think there are multiple reasons. One is, of course, XC level, right? Just because you do need high level X's to, to be relatively competitive. So, of course, not everyone has Mystic, right? So if they just have like a, let's say Fury aggro a high level team, right? Then they're probably just going to stick with that. The other reason now, right, especially for this season, is because of the rune upgrades, right? Rune upgrades really does cost quite a bit, I must say. So then, if you already decided on just, upgrading a particular sets of rune, then I think you're probably gonna stick with that, and it's unlikely that you're gonna, at least for the average players that are probably outside the top 100, right? Then yeah, you're probably going to stick with that as opposed to, if you want to try another team, then you have to upgrade another whole sets of rune in order to be competitive. So yeah, in a way, it's a bit limiting for like casual players, I would say. So yeah, so I guess that's in a way a good thing that it kind of forces a more diverse methods because people are kind of fixed in playing a particular archetype. Yeah, it's because of the rune upgrades and just XE levels in general. Okay, I think that's pretty much all. Oh yeah, so do if you wanna support me, yes, do consider using the Lunacian code Maurice MAURICE. So that would be very helpful. And that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video.